Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest EZA that is going to be coming during the 9th anniversary, which should be Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo. And I remember this card being kind of a wild card, if you will. They were doing some crazy things, so let's go ahead and take a look at their EZA. So their new EZA leader skill is movie bosses category key plus 3 HP attack and defense 150%, or extreme physical type key plus 4 HP attack and defense 100. Okay, then we have for their 12 key super greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so that is a 50% chance, or not a chance, excuse me, that is a 50% buff to their attack and defense and causes colossal damage to the enemy and greatly lowers attack. And then for their 18 key, we have massively raises attack and defense, which is 100% for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to enemy. Now, that is kind of ridiculous in itself, okay? Like a 50%, and then on top of that, another 100%. And then on top of that, like both of these together, is dumb already. 150% attack and defense, because they are able to get guaranteed additionals from what I remember about their kit. Like that is crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so their passive is attack and defense 30% per key sphere obtained. Okay, that's wow. Okay. That's fine. Okay. And then an additional attack and defense 10% per physical key sphere obtained. Okay. This is where it gets it's starting to get a little nutty now. So let's say you get 7 orbs of physical key spheres, which is debatably not as hard as it would sound, especially like you can construct teams now where they got orb changers and whatever, but like that in itself is like 40% attack and defense per orb, right? Like you can get up to, let's say 7 times 4 is what, 28. You get 280% attack and defense before they super. That's crazy. That's madness. What are we doing here? Okay, so then we have plus an additional key plus 2 per key sphere obtained. Okay, so now they're even able to get the 18 key much easier, which is lovely. We love to see that. Now this is where things get even more interesting. All allies key plus 2 attack 39% with AGL or SCR key spheres obtained. Okay, now does that matter how many? Like if we were to just do one, do we get the 39%? Which is kind of ridiculous to think about. Okay, then all allies key plus 2 defense plus 39% with tech or int key spheres. And then all allies key plus 2 attack and defense 15% with each rainbow key sphere obtained. Wow. Wow. That's a lot. So essentially what it's saying is that 54% 54% defense, for example, if you were to go tech or int and get a rainbow key sphere. But then it goes with more, obviously, as you go along, with more key spheres. That's ridiculous. And then you're getting some attack. Yo, they're actually very good. And then an additional attack plus 39% when launching a super attack. So their numbers are going to be even higher, because I believe that is a multiplicative attack buff. Launches an additional super attack, and then damage received reduced by 10% to all movie bosses or super bosses category allies when key meter is 24. Okay. I mean, that's good. I mean, 10% damage reduction to everybody that's a super boss or movie boss. Okay, we like that. That's good. And I mean, it doesn't look like it would be really hard to get their key to 24 either. So, hey, that's something to consider as well. The how easy and consistent it is for them to actually be at 24 key, which doesn't sound too hard. Doesn't really sound too bad. And then high chance of evading, or a high chance to evade enemies' attacks, including super attack. Just base. Okay, sure. Sure. So not only do they have all this crazy defense and stats and whatever, but then they've also got a 50% chance to dodge. Okay. Okay. Okay, sure, sure. Then we have evades enemies attack, including super attack, with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Yep, I remember that being dumb. That's dumb. I don't have this unit, but from what I've seen and just reading this alone, they're dumb. Like they're very 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 strong. And then randomly changes a non-physical type key sphere to physical key spheres when HP is 60% or lower. Okay, so then they make it even easier. That's ridiculous. And then when HP is 60% or lower, oh, excuse me, no, I already just read that. Changes all key spheres to physical key spheres when HP is 39% or lower. So you get a full heal at 39% or lower, and you're just going to be doing the most. I, hey, you know, I, hey, you know, like, remember what they do with physical key spheres. That's 40% attack and defense per physical key sphere. And then if you get rainbows on top of that, you're supporting and you're dodging and you're getting a guaranteed additional and all that. Like, dog. What? What? That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. That I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. Like they're very, very good. They're very, very good. Oh wow. And then I think they got some new teams as well. So now we're on Power of Wishes, Super Bosses, obviously that was just added to the game. Joined Forces was already, it was already there, and then Movie Bosses and Bond of Friendship. I mean, honestly, like these guys, you can put some nasty stuff together with these guys now. With like Broly's team and Gogeta and like just oh dude, I feel like these guys are actually gonna be very, very good. Very, very strong. We've also got some sub EZAs. These guys are great right here. These Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, very good. Very good EZA. But arguably the best EZA up until this point. Like that, like they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sub EZAs that are going to be coming out with Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, which are Bardock and Gine, as well as Broly and Paragus. Okay, from the Broly movie. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bardock and Gine first. So we have movie heroes, category key plus 3, HP attack and defense 130%, or strength type key sphere, key plus 3, HP attack and defense 90%. And then we have massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so that's good. 100% attack and defense on their super attack. Okay, that's good. That's good. Causes supreme damage to the enemy and raises all other allies attack and defense 22% for 2 turns. I mean, okay, that's not bad. Attack and defense for 2 turns. That's not a bad thing. That's a decent support. 22%. It could be higher. Like this, if this was like a 40% or even a 35, that would be great. That would be fantastic. But let's see what the rest of their kit is, because who knows, they could just insta die, right? Like that raise to stats, that 100% is good, but we need more, especially with supports. We need like damage reduction or dodge or guard and something else, like, or stacking or something, right? Just something more defensive to make them not just insta die and be fodder on the team. Okay, so then we have attack and defense 122%, key plus 3 plus an additional attack and defense 122%, and recovers 22% HP only when HP is 50% or lower at the start of the turn, when there is an ally whose name includes Goku on the team. Okay, so they have a 22% heal when Goku's on the team and your health has fallen below 50% at the start of a turn. Okay, I mean, sure, that's not a bad thing. I mean, most of the time you're probably going to be running them with a Goku anyway. So, all right, sure. An additional attack and defense 122% when while attacking when there is another bond of parent and child category ally attacking in the same turn. Okay, that's not really a hard condition either. Plus an additional attack 122% when there is a movie bosses category enemy. Okay, now we're getting into territory of like, why don't they have anything else? Okay, plus an additional key +4 attack and just attack 122% and performs a critical hit when there is an enemy whose name includes Frieza. I'm sorry, sad to say, but unfortunately, Bardock and Gine are just going to insta-die. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, you can build them full dodge to try to help them as much as you can, but because they don't have dodge themselves, they don't have damage reduction, they don't have guard, they don't have anything other than, like, you know, a few stat boosts here, and then they recover HP, and then they have a 100% on their super. That's it. Like, that's it. Could they eat normals? I mean, debatably. Probably not, though. Like, especially if they're juiced up normals from like these bosses that we see. I don't think they're gonna be doing too hot, to be honest with you. And if they get super, that's an instant KO. Like, instant. Like, there's no buffer or anything. Unfortunately. But they do have an active skill. So it removes all ally status effects, so stuns and whatnot, which doesn't happen very often, but raises all allies attack by 22% for 4 turns. Excuse me, not for 4 turns, for 2 turns. And then activation conditions, it can be activated when HP is 80% or less, starting from the 4th turn from start of battle once only. Yeah, they're not they're not too great, I'm gonna be honest. Sorry Gine, sorry Bardock, but you guys are not gonna be used, unfortunately. All right, so let's check out Broly and Paragus. So their new leader skill is extreme int type, key +3, HP attack and defense 130%. And then their super attack raises defense, causes supreme damage to enemy, and lowers attack. So they do stack now. They do stack defensively. Okay, that's good. They have attack and defense 150% when launching a super attack, high chance to launch an additional super attack, damage reduced by 26% for the turn per super attack performed. Really? Okay. There's no cap to that, I assume. There's no cap. There's no cap. There's no cap. There's no cap. Okay. Okay, wait. We could potentially be cooking with Broly and Paragus here. That could be good. So he has a chance to have like what, 52% damage reduction? And it's a 50% chance to launch an additional super attack. Oof. I don't know. How would we build him? I mean, okay, let's look at this really quick. If we were to build, hold on, let me finish the passive and then I'll get into builds. Okay, let me finish the passive. Don't get distracted, brain. Keep it together now. Stay on track. So now we have pure Saiyans or joined forces category allies, key +3, attack and defense 50%. Oh my gosh, key +3, an additional attack 180% and high chance to launch an additional super attack when there is a pure Saiyans or superheroes category enemy. Ooh, okay. 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 Let me think for a sec. Let me think. Okay. So if we were to have Broly, right, Broly and Paragus in an event that not only has a pure Saiyan and or a superhero, they automatically have another high chance to launch an additional super attack. Okay. Which base kit they have one as well, but before that requirement is even there, they have another 50% chance. So they have 2 potential 50% chance to additional, which is 2 coin flips, which is fine. That's not bad. It would have been nice if it was a guaranteed additional, which then has a chance to be a super. That would be nice, but you know, we can't have everything, I guess. However, if we're looking at like what they're actually capable of doing, These guys, if you were to build them dodge, right? Dodge and an additional. Dodge and additional is what you would want them to be anyway. But let's just say we prioritize dodge more than anything. We say dodge, boom. We have 25 dodge on him now. Or no, potentially 30 dodge. If you went like full dodge, no additional, no nothing, we could get like 30 dodge on this guy. Because he's int, right? So if we were to do that, let's say we have 30% chance to dodge, and we go, all right, Broly, what are you going to do for me? He supers the one time, and then he gets 26% damage reduction. And then let's say that coin flip happens. Now he has 50% damage reduction. He's stacking defense, and he has a chance to just dodge, right? A 30% chance, which is not high. It's not a high chance to dodge. However, I mean, it's dodge or die, right? Like he can do that. But then if he does get the additional, if he does, that's a 52% damage reduction with dodge, and he's stacking. I mean, I want to say he's good. In like a potential, like hypothetical, like his potential is really high, because if he supers 3 times, and he gets what is it? The 70, I want to say like 79, 78, something like that. I don't know. I can't do math. If he gets that much damage reduction, right? No, it would be 78. It would be 78% damage reduction plus the other chance to additional, right? Because that's not even a hidden potential, right? So if we were to go, let's say, additionals, right, or even to give him a little bit of additional and then not give him full dodge, you could go super, and then high chance to super again, and then one more chance because it's a pure Saiyan or a superhero. Boom, he's at 78% damage reduction, which then he could super again, bro. He's at 100% damage reduction. You're not killing him. Like you can't kill him at that point. It's 100% damage reduction, and then guess what? He can dodge. I feel like Broly could be really strong depending upon where you took him. For sure, I feel like he'd be a very solid support. Very solid, because then he's also giving 3 key attack and defense 50%. Like, come on. I feel like Broly's pretty good. Like, in his best scenario, his best everything, best hypothetical, like, scenario, I feel like Broly's disgusting. Like, he's a very solid support. Now, then there's the other off chance of him not being great because he only stacks his defense, and he's going to be a little squishy at first, right? At least at first, because every time he supers, he's getting 30% defense, which is great. But if he doesn't have crazy defense to begin with, then we're kind of in the water, right? We're out in the water with no paddle, no nothing. So dodge is not a bad idea on him, but at the same time, we would have to look and see what his starting of turn defense is before he even supers, and what it is after like 2 turns. If it's worth doing after 2 turns, because we're seeing how consistent he actually is with these supers. Let's say he's only getting like 1 super very consistently, like that he's not getting the rest of them. I mean, at that point, then you can kind of say, okay, you can kind of chalk it up to he's RNG based, and it's just kind of like, if you want to run him, you can. If you don't, there's other options kind of type beat, you know? So Broly, again, hypothetically, could be ridiculous, but then at the same token, he could also be awful because he's not performing how we would like him to. So we'll see. He's a coin flip machine, but based off of this alone, I think he'll be pretty good, pretty decent, at least decent in the least. But other than that, those are the easy A's that will be coming out with Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo. With them, right? Them themselves are also going to be easy yang. So let me know what you guys think of these characters. Let me know what you guys think of especially Broly and Paragus, and what you guys think they'll actually be able to provide to the team. Will you use them? I personally, I don't remember how many dupes I have in them. I might even have them rainbowed and not even realize it. I haven't built them because I haven't had a need for them, but we'll see. I might even just try to test them out a little bit and see how well they perform. But unfortunately, I don't have Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo myself, so I don't know. Maybe, right? But again, let me know what you guys think, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.